Hi, my name is Mishka. I've been doing makeup for 4 years now, and today I will be collaborating with Milani Cosmetics South Africa. So today I will be creating my Glow Glam look. Everyone on my Instagram knows my signature is highlighter and bronzer and flawless foundation. So I will be starting off with the Retouch Erase Lightning Lift Concealer in the shade 05 Honey, just to create a base on my eyelid. Once I've created my base, I'm going to use the Milani Pure Passion palette. It is a stunning neutral, I would say bronzy rose goldy palette, and I'll be going in with the shade Totally Fawn of You to create a transition. I'll be using a fluffy brush, going in just above the crease and blending it up almost to my brow bone. Once I've created my transition, I'll be going in with the shade Spice It Up just to create some depth in my crease. Now I'll be going in with the shade Heat on Us. This is a more darker intense shade, and I'll be using this color on my outer V, bringing it towards the middle, but focusing the attention on my outer V. I'll now be going in with the shade Biggest Flirt. It is a rose goldy color, and I die for rose gold. So I'm gonna put that on the center. I'm gonna use my finger and put that on the center and almost towards the inner corner of my eye. I'm applying this with my finger because I feel like I'll get the most pigment out of this. It's more like a foil, but at the same time it's got a bit of a glitter into, which I love, and it's extremely pigmented, which is amazing. I'm going to use the same brush which I used for my outer corner, just to blend that in. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Lust and Luminous. I'm going to use it towards the inner corner of my eye. And I'm going to be using a flat brush for this. And I'm just trying to blend the two colors together. Now I'm going to go back with my fluffy brush that I used for my transition and just blend everything out to ensure that there are no harsh lines. I'm going to go in with the Milani 03 Rose Glow palette, and I'm going to be using the shade Golden Quartz, and I'm going to use this shade on my brow bone just to highlight it. Super pigmented. For my foundation, I'll be using the Milani Prime Perfect Face Primer, and I'm going to apply this all over my face. Ooh, it has a nice mentholy smell, which is so refreshing. So what I'm going to do now is a trick that I learned. I've gotten very oily skin, so I'm going to be using the Milani 03 translucent banana powder. I'll just do that. So I'm going to be applying the banana powder all over my face before I do my foundation, since I do have an oily skin. So what this will do is it will absorb all the moisture on my skin so that the foundation can stick very well on the primer. I'll apply it especially where it's oily, on my nose, on my cheeks. I tend to get quite oily on my cheeks, basically all over my face. Once I've seen that the banana powder has absorbed the oil where I tend to get oily, I'll then go in with my foundation. This banana powder feels so silky on my skin. Okay, today I'll be using the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. It is a 2-in-1. It's got a foundation and a concealer in, which is perfect. It is full coverage. I'm in the shade 09A Natural Tan. I'll be using my beauty blender and I'll apply it on the flat side and then go in. I also applied on my neck just so that everything blends out well. As you can see how full coverage this foundation is. I'll be going in with the same concealer that I used earlier to use as a base for my eyelids. Since the foundation is quite full coverage, I really don't need to use a lot of concealer at all. Just to highlight a bit under my face, I'm going to be using the shade 04 Medium, as I just want my under eyes to be a little bit brighter. So I'm going in with the banana powder again, but this time I will be setting my foundation. I always start under the eye because I do have creases under my eyes, and a lot of people ask how you can eliminate your foundation from creasing, and unfortunately with some people it will just happen because God made us that way. So I first just dab the banana powder just under my eyes. Then I start with the rest of my face, but I first go over my nose. Just dabbing because I don't want to create any streaks in my foundation. Around my mouth area because I do have smile creases. Now I'll just lightly go over the rest of my face, and the reason why I put it on my entire face is my oily skin. Now I will be contouring my face. I personally don't use cream contour because my skin is already so oily, so applying too much product will just, to me, feel like it's very cakey. So I will powder contour, and I'll be using the Milani Bronzer XL All Over Glow. And because I am going for a glowy look, I'm using a bronzer instead of using a normal contour shade. And this I just get into my hairline to create the illusion of being sun-kissed on the highest points. I will now be using a fluffy brush to contour my nose, and I will also be using the same bronzer because I feel like it just warms up the middle of your face. Now I'll be going in with the Rose Glow palette again, but this time I'll be using the shade Rose Gold, and I'll be applying the shade just above, not quite on my cheekbone, but just above my contour. And this is again just to warm up the face, as we are going for a glowy look. I like to go in circular motions just to buff it in so that it doesn't look like it's a layer upon layer. Apply this in the middle of my face and a little bit down the bridge of my nose, very lightly dusting it. Now I'll be going in with the blush, the Milani brush, and this is in the shade 05 Coral Cove, and this is a powder blush, and I'm going to use a very little bit because it is very, very pigmented. I will be going in with the Milani Strobelight. This is in the shade 02 Dayglow, and I'll be using the shade as a highlighter. So first I will apply it in the inner corners of my eyes. And then on my Cupid's bow and my cheekbones. And then on the bridge of my nose. I'll just use my finger to get it on the tip. And I'm going to go back in with the shade that I use in the outer corner of my eye, Late Date. And just to get that shade under my eye and round off the look. Fortunately, there is no fallout at all. And just blend that out. I'll also be going in with this shade in the middle in Pink Sand. And I'm going to be using a small pencil brush. And this is just to brighten up the eyes around the highlighter. So I'll just drag it across, blending it in to the darker shade. And just make sure those two blend in together. I will be going in with the Milani Amore Shine. This is in the shade 01 Delight. This is a lip gloss, and as you guys know, I am a nude lip gloss girl. So after I've applied my eyeliner and mascara, and I will now be going in with the Milani Make It Last Setting Spray just to complete the look. And that is how I achieve my glam glow look. So today with the whole experience, I obviously came here knowing I'm going to use the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation, which I already have. But again, I will reiterate how amazing this foundation is, guys. This foundation, I don't have bad skin, but I do have some pigmentation here, and I do have pigmentation on my mouth, and this foundation gets all of that. This would be obviously my first favorite product on the Milani range. Then secondly, the palette I used, Pure Passion. I love these shades. This is my kind of a palette. I'm not really a bright person on my eyes, so I love the fact that they are neutral shades. They are very, very nice foils as well, and shimmer shades, but it's not too harsh and it's not too bland. And then my next favorite product would be the highlighter. This one that I use is in the shade 02 Dayglow. This highlighter for me, it's everything. I love that it doesn't sit on top of your makeup. Like sometimes you use a highlighter and it just like sits on top. It melts in with the foundation, and I think that's a plus with regards to using a same brand foundation and highlighter. Everything just blends in very well together. And then my last favorite product is the Amore Shine. I am a gloss girl. I may wear matte lipsticks now and then, but this to me was also one of my highlights. I think it would be equivalent to the foundation. I love this gloss. It's not sticky. There's not a fragrance in that would like really irritate you. And a lot of lip glosses would like leave a bit of streaks. This has a good coverage, but at the same time has a lovely gloss sheer look. So yeah, these two I would say are my two favorite products that I use today.